G'day everyone, g'day all, welcome to the Carlton SuperCoach Preview. Now, the Blue Baggers, they're not the most SuperCoach relevant side, but my goodness me, we might be able to find a nugget or two amongst them. If you haven't seen any of the previous previews, Adelaide dropped on Monday, Brisbane dropped on Wednesday. So once you're done here, go there. They've been an absolute blast to make. I really hope you guys have enjoyed them. If you are new here, please subscribe. Click the like button if you do enjoy the video. Yes, they will be coming out in alphabetical order. Yes, there will be 3 a week for the next 6 weeks. Yes, there is non-SuperCoach content coming as well. In a couple of days from now, I will be doing my next video, and it is non-SuperCoach related. All right, let's get on to the Blues. We've got the defense, we've got the midfield, we've got the rucks, we've got the forward line. I can't wait to get started. I know you guys can't either. Let's cut the crap. Let's go. Is it an indictment on the Blues that their best pick is a key defender? Potentially. Is it good of the key defender to be that good that he's the best pick for the defense? Absolutely. Let's focus on the positives. Jacob Weitering is actually an option. He's not the best option. He's the best option for the Blues, but he's not the best option overall. But I actually believe he's going to average 100 this year because Carlton have got the easiest run this year, according to champion data, of course, and whether you trust them or not is up to you. But Weiters is going to take kick-ins because they don't really have a specialist kick-in taker, the Blue Baggers. He can stop his opponents, take a mark, and he doesn't do really bad kicks. He knows his limitations as a foot user, and he uses it okay. So, if all we're asking for is a 5% increase, he's going to average 100, which for a key back is fantastic. Do you start with him? Probably not. Would it surprise me if he ended up in my team pretty early in the year? Probably not. And I'm not telling you, hey, go get Jacob Weitering. I'm telling you that if you are going to, you can only pick one Carlton defender, you're taking Weitering. That's the point of the best pick here. Don't take it as me absolutely telling you what to do, but I will say, it wouldn't surprise me if he features in my side at some point, not only during the preseason, but during the year as well. To the watch list now, and any time that we can wish Sam Docherty all the very best, we shall do so, and you should do so as part of the Daz Talks footy community, should do so as a football lover, whether you're a lover of Carlton, a hater of Carlton, it doesn't matter. What this man has gone through in the last 5 years, both football injuries and of course non-footballing health concerns, is just extraordinary. The fact that he is still photographed at training with a smile on his face is genuinely one of the most heartwarming things at all. So even if the doc doesn't play a game of footy again, his legacy should be as the most resilient fighter, one of the most resilient fighters in modern times, and we wish him all of the very best. If he can somehow get back on the park, those numbers aren't, inflated. He played on a wing under David Teague at times, which is mind-blowing. If he can get back into the side at some stage, and Vossi actually plays him as one of the better back pockets in the league, that average is going to be real small compared to what he can do in 2022. But it's not really about SuperCoach this one. We wish him all the best. We get to the avoid, and if you played SuperCoach last year, I'm just going to give you a moment to think about who you should never pick in SuperCoach again. Whether you had him and you bought the hype last year or not, or you didn't and you knew it was going to be a dumpster fire, just take a moment. Who should you avoid from Carlton in your defense in SuperCoach forever? Him. I shouldn't have to explain this one. He hurt a lot of people. Come on, Zach. And to the cash cow, and I'm going with one of my favourite young players in the competition, but Brodie Kemp, if he can get a game, of course, he's going to be a guy that is going to feature in a lot of teams. Now, if he doesn't play, he might be in a little bit of trouble career-wise as well. He did his ACL in his draft year, which isn't fantastic, but the Blues did take a leap and take him. They've loved what they've seen from him so far. He is a utility-type player, which is very handy, the fact that he's a defender, which means we can plug him into our defense as a rookie when he plays, and he'll be able to churn scores from, a wing, back line, forward line, wherever he may be. He can score in a number of different ways. We love that in a rookie, so keep an eye out for Brodie Kemp. Do I even need to explain why Sam Walsh is the best pick for the midfield? Do I even need to explain why Sam Walsh will probably be one of the top 6 midfielders in the competition next year? Boy, I hope not. I don't know whether I'm going to do an awards prediction video, but I do believe that Walsh is 2 years off of Brownlow. I think this year he's going to get indoctrinated with an informed Patrick Cripps, hopefully. Adam Cerra, George Hewitt. I think these guys are going to gel well as a group. but I don't think he's going to stand out enough to win a Brownlow. But for 2023, this man, oh boy, it's his to lose. He is a fantastic player. Now, he struggled to cope with the tag at times last year and still averaged that, 117. I'm struggling to keep him out of my team at the moment. I know he wasn't in my first team, but when I update mine, I would be absolutely stunned if Sam Walsh isn't in that lineup. The kid is an absolute gun. He's the best two-way midfielder in the competition. Him and Touk Miller can combine for that. And by two-way, it doesn't mean that he has to tackle, but if I'm relying on a bloke who enters the forward 50 as a midfielder and the defensive 50 with the same amount of intensity, it's Sam Walsh and Touk Miller, and then everyone else. Walsh is a star, and if he's not in your team, he probably will be at some point during the year. To the watch list, and this hurts because Patrick Cripps is a star, and at that price, should be a lock, but we know how bad he struggled last year, and it's only out of respect to the gun that he is and the star that he is and the sort of the warrior that he's been for the Blues in the last half decade that he's not the avoid, that he's the no chance. He's only a watch list based on his prior reputation. Is that bad form by me? That's up to you to decide, but if he gets anywhere near his best, that's money for Jam. Can you have Walsh and Cripps in the same side? Well, Carlton's midfield are struggling with both of them in there. I don't know why you'd put your Supercoach midfield through that, but oh boy, if he dominates the preseason competition, there is going to be mass reshuffling of a lot of teams. To the avoid, now this man actually walks into Carlton's Supercoach side as the second highest averaged midfielder with an average of 90. And I'm not going near him because he's got new team syndrome. He's got Walsh Cripps around him. And I'm going to need to see consistent results for him to be considered, which means he's no chance to be in there early in the year. And that's Adam Cerra. $4.90, really good price, not knocking that. And he is absolutely going to be on the draft Excel sheet. And I reckon he's going to be a nugget in the draft, but more on draft stuff once the classic stuff ends. I can't justify having him in my side. I don't know anyone that's having him in their team. I am also a moderator for a Facebook Supercoach page, which has a hell of a lot of likes on it. So I'm seeing people's teams as well, and no one has Cerra in it either. So I'm not having him. I don't think the people are either, and I'd be stunned if you guys did. If you are starting Cerra, comment below, let me know, because if you are starting him, you need his average to go up by 15, and in a new team, oh boy, that's going to be a hard ask. Not a lot of cash cow options for the Blues, but Jack Carroll was drafted a year ago, the 2020 draft, and he's got the extra preseason. That's the only reason why he's mentioned here. He is going to need to rely on injuries because he is an inside midfielder, and considering you've got all the midfielders we've talked about so far, of course, George Hewitt, he's even got Matt Kennedy in front of him. Paddy Dow is fighting for his career as a midfielder, so Jack is going to need a few things to go his way, but if we do get post-bye, couple of months, 6 weeks to go in the season, he might be one to look out for. The Blues are stretched a bit thin for cash cows, but I did want to put someone in here, and I was a big fan of Jack in his draft year as well, so call it what it is. It's going to be a stretch to get him in the team, but he's a good price, and if he is named, he knows how to score, he lays his tackles, he can find the footy. He's not a bad option for when he plays. Now, it actually stunned me that Pitto averaged above 80 last year. He only played 13 games, and without the injury, look, who knows? We're only speculating, of course. Now, neither he nor Tom De Koning are going to be classic options, as we know. But he is the kind of guy that I wouldn't be surprised nudges 90, 95. And then we might look at him as a breakout kind of player. Maybe he's a former Hawk and I'm being biased. But if I'm sort of predicting Ruckman to jump 5 to 10 in their average, he would definitely be on that list. But look, I'm a little bit silly here, but I'm not genuinely crazy. No one's considering Pitto, and please don't consider Tom De Koning either. Carlton's forward line is genuinely gross in Supercoach, so I'm only going to talk about two players here. The cash cow is also the best option, and that's Jesse Motlop, because he's going to start round one. He's dirt cheap, and as a 17-year-old, he was lighting up waffle finals. So he knows how to play senior footy, does stick his tackles. So we're not looking at this as like an Eddie Betts replacement, because Eddie, I love him to death, wasn't a tackler at all. So Jesse can score a few ways, he can kick goals, and he can tackle as well. Put those two together, he should be in most teams over the preseason. I actually can't wait to watch him at all. So he is the best pick for the Blues. He's also the cash cow, and I love both of those. And the watch list is Charlie Curnow, a man that can absolutely kick 50 snags in a year, priced at that. is going to be so tempting, but how do you trust a man who gets injured in the weirdest ways? You probably can't, and that is exactly what the watch list is made for. I feel like Charlie is going to be one of the more popular late draft picks, especially because the forward line is going to have a lot of top-heavy players, and then you're going to try and find nuggets late in the draft. I feel like he's going to be one of them, one to keep an eye out for, but for Classic, absolutely God, no. So for Daz's final word, the only players I'm really considering are Walsh and Motlop at this stage. Of course, things can get a little bit different as we hit preseason competitions, but a few players to think about there. And like I said, wouldn't be surprised if Weitering comes into the conversation at some point during the year as well. So comment below, let me know, what Carlton players are you guys considering? Are you considering Cripps or Cerra? My goodness me, I'd love it if someone is, so they can comment and let me know why, because I am really struggling to justify those selections for my side, but my side isn't your side, and only one of us can be wrong, and knowing my Supercoach form in the last 6 weeks of last year, it's probably me. So comment below, let me know what you think. I look forward to the Collingwood one. That is coming on Monday, the Collingwood preview. I have got a non-Supercoach video coming out on Sunday as well. We are heating up here at Daz Talks Footy. That's what that subscribe button is for. Like I said, I'm aiming for 1,500 by grand final day next year, and I'm only a fifth of the way there, so your help would be much appreciated. I hope you are all well. I hope you are all safe. Take care, everyone. I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.